Okay, now let's talk a little bit about transfer of training. This is a concept or an idea that is very prevalent in the athletic world. We really believe that all the exercises that we give an athlete will somehow make him a better performer on the field. But in reality, this is a myth. Not all exercises enable that athlete to be a better performer. See, and as I mentioned all the time, your main objective, the main objective of all training, is to make a better performer on the field or on the court, wherever it may be. So any exercise that is done, or any training program that is used, should be aimed at making the athlete a better performer on the field. So with this in mind, we have to see if there's any transfer of that exercise to the competitive skill. And by transfer, we really mean taking the results that the athlete gets from doing this exercise, and then these results are also going to result in the athlete being able to perform better. For example, a runner. We're going to give him an exercise to strengthen the muscles that are involved in running. Okay, we strengthen the exercise, we strengthen the muscles. Is he now a faster runner? Is he now a longer runner? If he isn't, that exercise did not transfer. Now, I'm not talking about a one-by-one. You just do it and the next day you got to see if he's a better performer. We've got to give it enough time until the person develops whatever he's trying to develop with that exercise. And then we measure the results. But if we don't see the results, then you can rest assured that that exercise is not specific to the running. So we're getting into separation of the general exercise from a specific exercise. Now, the Russians did extensive research in this area, and they have found that the general exercises or general physical preparation does not relate to performance on the field. It has nothing to do with improving performance. It has everything to do with improving the fitness and capabilities of the athlete. It has to do with improving the potential of that athlete. In other words, you're going to develop the athlete to a point where he can now do some very specific training that will have a direct transfer on improvement in the game performance or execution of the skill during the game. So when we take a look at most of the exercise programs in the United States, most of them relate to general physical preparation. They're general in nature. The whole concept of specificity has still not permeated the athletic world. We all use the term. Every coach talks about the specificity of his training. But does it improve performance? That's the bottom line. Now, Dr. Anatoly Bondarchuk, in his book, Transfer of Training, there are 2 volumes. Excellent books. And it was a 20-year study that he did of the world's best athletes. Notice I said the world's. Took a look at the best athletes from every country in the world. Russian athletes, American athletes, German athletes, Japanese athletes, whatever it may be. If they were the best in the world, he was studying them. He did it mainly in track and field. But here again, whether it be track and field or some other sport, track and field is so versatile, has so many different skills in it, we can apply the results to many different sports. If the exercises for running, for example, were good to improve a runner, then it could be used to improve that runner in football, in baseball, whatever the sport might be. So the bottom line in his research, he took a look at all of the training programs and exercises that every athlete did, and he correlated them to the eventual success on the field. And it was really shocking for many people to see that most of these exercises did not transfer. Also very interesting was that the best athletes in the world did not lift the heaviest weights. Some of them were right in the middle or on the low end in terms of how much weight they lifted in particular exercises. So this tells us right away, it's not how much weight you use that's going to determine how successful you can be on the field. There are other factors involved, mainly the technique and maybe other exercises that are more specific. See, like some exercises, he found, like for example, the snatch, which it was used by almost all athletes. It was really quite amazing. But it was great for the lower level athletes. It had a direct correlation, but not to the high level athlete. So again, we see a difference in the exercises and the results of these exercises. So the bottom line, when we take a look at transfer, we have to more closely examine what exercises we're giving the athletes and if they're improving performance. Take a look at many athletes in the combines, whether it be football or baseball. They're more interested in stats, and the tests that they use are not really specific to what they have to do in a game. So how in the world can the tests that they use in the combines predict how successful he's going to be in playing when they don't even duplicate what he has to do in training, in playing? It's amazing. And of course, this is why coaches will tell you we don't really look at the combine results too closely, because we know they don't work. They know it, but yet they keep doing it. Well, it's better than nothing. We have to have some criteria to look at and so on. We do most of our evaluation by eye. So, they get around and make various excuses for it. But that's the bottom line. See, we're not really looking at specificity. But if you start doing this, and some good examples, read his book, Dr. Bondarchuk's books, Transfer of Training. And then if you want to take a look at specificity of exercises, those that have a direct transfer to improving performance, then take a look at books like Explosive Running. It has great exercises in there that are guaranteed to improve the speed of the runner, or the distance, whatever it might be. If you want to work on speed or distance, all you have to do is change the number of repetitions done, as well as how they're executed. Very simple to make these little changes. And then in other sports like basketball, read Explosive Basketball Training. For cutting actions, very, very important in almost all of our team sports. Then take a look at Build a Better Athlete. 2 great chapters in there, as well as in the basketball book, on how you can improve the ability of the athlete to cut. See, these are very specific to the actions that he has to execute in the game. Once you improve these actions, you're going to see a dramatic improvement in his game performance. So, bottom line, look at all of these. Utilize some of these exercises. Don't keep working only on adding more weight to the exercise. To brag that you can bench 350 or squat 350, big deal. Does it make you a better player? We can hang a star on a wall, so-and-so squatted 400, big deal. Is he a better player? Give me the athlete that can perform better on the field, not the athlete who can pump the most iron. Big difference between the two. And I think once you start doing this, you're going to be amazed at how much better your athletes are going to become. And that's the bottom line.